It's officially been a week since I've been laid off. I got laid off on Thursday, and I've been applying every day since Thursday, including Thursday. And this Monday, I got a screener. So they asked me to fill out some personality tests. And it came a couple of days after I submitted that application. So I'm getting a little traction already. I want to say up front, my goal through this video is to tell you about the strategy I've been using. I ain't trying to sell this process to anybody. It's the end-all be-all. I'm just using this after looking online for both moral support and new things to try. So maybe you can use part of it, all of it, or none of it in your job search and see if it helps you. So I want to emphasize again that I haven't had any in-person interview offers, just like one screening could have been offered to everybody who applied. But I feel like that position I was a pretty good match for. So I think that actually helped me, honestly, with that position. So not to get too ahead of myself, but that's one of the things is you want to look for positions where you can do 70 to 80% of the things listed. And you may not know a couple of the technologies they want you to use. I'm on the tech kind of area. I never worked at a tech company, just the tech department, if you will, of a different company. So basically, that's my disclaimer. Just sharing this so it maybe helps someone. So the first thing I did was I listed out for me it was LibreOffice, it's free Microsoft Word, all of the different day-to-day things I did at the company that I was just working at. And the projects I worked on, whether they took place over multiple months or just one day. If I remembered it, I would put it in this list. I gave it to ChatGPT. I know I'm probably going to lose some of you. Rip. And I told ChatGPT, this is my experience. This is all the different things I did at Company X. Please store this in your permanent memory because you have to have a username to get into ChatGPT. So if you tell ChatGPT to remember certain things, it will store it into the memory it has attached to your account. And the next thing I did was I went out to usually LinkedIn, sometimes Indeed, and I got a job description that I matched 70 to 80% of, and sometimes I didn't even try to get 70 to 80% because an issue I was running into, which I may have mentioned in my last video, I am not finding too many things that I matched that well with, which is a struggle, but I'm still applying if I can use ChatGPT to rewrite my experience in a way where it actually makes sense to the position, where I can actually connect my experience with what the job description is looking for. But getting ahead of myself, I would basically paste the list of job duties, not the we need a bachelor's degree and all that. I would list and I would ask ChatGPT to make resume bullets out of the list of job duties. You make the bullets quantifiable and use my experience from Company X to make these bullets. And ChatGPT would give me bullets and I would put them in my resume. I would use the format painter to format it in the same font and size as the other stuff on my resume. There's an important part here though. You still need to basically proofread and workshop the bullets. Actually confirm if you actually did what ChatGPT is writing that you did in those bullets, and you have to make sure that the technology or proper nouns or whatever being used actually makes sense in whatever bullet is using that technology. For example, you can't write a report in Excel. So if one of the bullets is, I wrote these reports using Excel, you would have to change that to Microsoft Word or wherever you were actually writing reports. Or there are cases where ChatGPT will make a bullet saying you wrote reports, but you actually never wrote reports. It's just trying real hard to match the bullets of the job description. So it says you did things that you did not do at all. And in that case, I usually just end up deleting those bullets because there's no way I can actually really rework it, at least in most cases. So that's what I would do. I would have ChatGPT rewrite the bullets using my experience from the job ad, and I would workshop what I got back from ChatGPT. Not every company has responded to me even. Though a lot of the rejections I've gotten for what I remember of the company is that makes sense. That was kind of a long shot. Because again, I need to be applying to jobs, and there are always those you never know stories when it comes to applying to things that might be somewhat outside your wheelhouse. A recruiter might push you for another role. But that's basically what I've been using. What I might do is see if ChatGPT can actually find roles that have been posted in the last 7 days, because or even the last 48 hours, because being one of the first people to apply for a job is definitely a big thing to give you the best chance in getting a job. And so look at those cats just being wild. They're the best to watch. Charlotte's just sitting there eating nothing. But that's what I've been doing. I haven't been doing cover letters just because the job search group that I'm a part of, they keep saying nobody really reads the cover letters, and especially because I would use AI to make cover letters, because those things took forever, and they still would take forever. So it's kind of if it was more required, I feel like anyone who says cover letters are required, the way they say it comes off they're kind of just regurgitating advice they read in some, 2009 or earlier blog somewhere written by a recruiter. So I haven't even seen too many applications ask for a cover letter. It's definitely less than half of them. Maybe a third, maybe. But only a couple have actually required them, and I just nope out of those applications. But that's that. I feel like these days there's also advice out there to contact people that, from whatever company you're trying to apply for. I've tried a couple of times this time around in the job search to do that. A lot of people, you can't even request connections from them on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn lets you change just the settings for that. And it's I get that. If you're just going to reject all the connection requests anyway, for the most part, might as well not have it at all, so people aren't trying to connect with you. But I just don't think that going on LinkedIn and trying to reach out to people from the companies, I don't think that works anymore, because everyone's received that advice to do it, just like how networking, I'll make a whole video another day. But a lot of people are trying to reach out to their networks, and unless somebody that actually knows your work ethic, knows of a position that they could actually speak to the hiring manager and have a say in, networking is not going to get you a job. It might get you a little boost for an interview that could be really helpful, but it's not, even then, it's kind of rare these days when that can be given to you. I'm not saying never try, but in my experience, for what I've heard, networking is just not worth putting as much time in as it used to be, at least. You're better off just continuing to send in applications. As far as auto applying, I know nowadays there are AI that can actually tailor your resume to the positions it's applying you for. So I think I might try one of those, set one of those bots, applying for jobs for me, because people have said that it's led to more interviews. And that's kind of what I need right now, is actually moving forward in job applications. So that's something I think that I might actually try, just to see if it makes a notable difference. And if not, I just won't keep using it. So I think that's everything. Resumes. I haven't gotten to the interview portion yet, so not a lot I can say about that. Best of luck if, God forbid, any of you are in this position. It still doesn't hurt to connect to people you actually know on LinkedIn, or even connect with people from other companies, just because it can potentially help you be third, second connection to somebody that it might actually make sense to try to connect with. I'm not sure if LinkedIn is still insisting you be a third or second connection to someone to connect with them. But anyway, thank you for listening. Best of luck out there. Subscribe, comment down below what job searching strategies have given you the most traction, and see you hopefully tomorrow. Thank you. Also, hi.